Alright, I got the bumper off. We're going to get this blocked down with some 320 and then 400, and hopefully it'll go good. I did place my headlights and grille on the car, so that kind of looks pretty cool. I am going to black out the grills though. I'm going to keep the outside section of them matted, but when I paint the bumper I'll do the grills and the gloss. I think that'll look alright. So, alright, I'll bring you guys back when I get a little bit more here. Alright, so I got the bumper sanded down. I got it wiped with wax and grease remover. I got my door handles hanging there as well. And I've got all these parts here that I need to get painted as well. So the grill and the rear lens is going to get the coat of adhesion promoter on there, and then I'll get them painted when I do the bumper and these stuff here. So, alright, I'll bring you guys back after I get them painted. Alright, so I got these painted. I got 2 coats of the MS30 clear, and the parts didn't turn out too bad. I'll zoom in on the grill there. So yeah, and then my bumper kind of turned out nice. So we'll let that dry for a day or so, and then we'll get that installed on the car. That in the grills should look pretty good. So, alright guys, we're gonna jump ahead here. Had a few guys ask about the quarter glass and the problems they're having with it, and I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. Now, when I first installed this window and regulator, the window would drop down, and then you'd have to help the glass finish its rotation all the way down. But after taking it apart and lubing the track and the rollers, you can see that this thing works pretty good now. I installed the other side glass, but I didn't clean or lube anything, and I'll show you guys what that one acts like. So now this one's not as bad as the one on that side, but it still gets jammed, so you got to kind of help the glass finish its travel. Same thing going up. You got to pull up on the glass. So chances are there's nothing broken. It's just needs to be cleaned and lubricated. So I'll show you guys how to get them out and what to do to fix them. So I'll give you a shot on the inside and show you what it's doing here. So as it's coming down, you can see it's binding up. So as you help it, it gets all stuck like that. So how to get this out? First, you'll need to take your trim panel off. You'll have to take your rubber that sits on the side here off, and that little vent here as well, so you can have access to the inside here. Next, you want to roll your window down about halfway until you expose the roller. Now, if you look at the setup, you're going to have 4 bolts that hold the regulator in position, and then you're going to have 3 nuts that hold the track there. So first thing you want to do is undo your 4 bolts for your regulator, and you're going to remove that first. So with one hand in the vent hole, you want to just support the regulator, and then what you want to do is just hold the glass, and then you want to slide the regulator back, and then get that roller right over here off that track right there. And then once you do that, you can maneuver the regulator right out of the opening there. So you can lower the glass, and next we can undo these 3 nuts for the track that the window works on. So how to get this separated now is you want to roll the window back up, make sure the track doesn't fall out. Roll the window all the way up, and then once you have it at the top, you want to push the track back so these studs clear the opening, and then you can pull straight down on the track to disengage it from the window roller. Once you have that, you can just lean it off to the side, and you can slide your glass right out the opening here. There we go. So now that that's out, we can reach in and pull our track out. So now that we got all the parts out, I'll show you guys how it works. The track has a channel in here where this roller runs, and then the two ends will actually run inside these two rollers. Now you want to just inspect your rollers and make sure they're not broken off. And this one's spring loaded, so it's going to have a spring pushing up against it, so don't expect that one to roll. And basically how you install it back into the car, I'll show you out here, is you want to line your first roller right up in here so it catches first. And then once you have that, you can line up the other two tracks to the rollers. Now you can see how tight this window is in this track, and that's what's giving you your binding issues. So we're going to get this cleaned up and working good. So I'm going to point out that these studs are your adjusters, and what this does is this positions the track in and out to give you your window angle. So once you have your door glass set, you can set the back glass to keep it nice and straight with the front glass. So you do that with these. Normally when you take them out, they should be pre-adjusted already, so you shouldn't have to worry about playing with those at all. So you can use a Brillo pad, maybe some sandpaper, and clean any crap that's in here, any buildup of previous lube. And you want to make sure you clean this track out on the glass part as well. Make sure that's not all gummy. So, and then with the regulator, there's not really much you can do with the regulator other than just inspect it. This one looks pretty good. The roller's still there. So, all right. So lubrication, you could probably use basically anything. I find what works good is brake lube, like stuff for slider pins and stuff like that. So what I do is I just run some along the side, and then I just use my finger to smear it around on both sides. That way the whole track's nice and coated. So I'll go around and do all these ones as well. So after getting the track all lubricated, just throw some on your rollers. Don't forget the little roller on the regulator. Try a test fit with it, put it on and work it and see if it's made a difference. So yeah, that is a lot better than what we had before. I don't think I was in the... there we go. Yeah, so now when that works in the car, that's going to work nice and smooth. So we're going to get that back in the car and try it out. So now it's just basically reverse procedure. You want to start by laying your track inside. Make sure the two bolts or the two studs are facing upwards. So you just slide that in, lay it down like we had it when we took it out. So the trickiest part is getting the rollers to line up because you really can't see anything. So after you get the glass slid back into position, you want to hold it up kind of fairly high. You can almost see the lower roller, but you can't see the two top ones, so you got to kind of do it by feel. Alright, so now that we have it, we can slide the window down the track and we can insert our studs back through the panel. And just put our nuts back on. Now if you remember the position where your studs were, it'll help with the reassembly. Alright, so we're going to raise the glass about halfway where we had it when we removed the regulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to slide this guy in. It's kind of hard to do. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you install that roller onto the glass, so don't forget to slide that on. And then what you do is you just line up your regulator with your holes. Now you're going to have to support the whole thing with your one hand while you start a nut or a bolt. It could be a little bit tricky. Once you get one started, then the rest will be fairly easy. Alright, now that we got everything tight, moment of truth. Big difference from before. So chances are that's all that's wrong with your quarter glass, and if you do this, then it'll work like new again. So I hope that helps out, and that's it. Alright, this section here is for Greg Porter. He was interested in doing the power window setup on his Gia. The motors I got were from Princess Auto. I believe you can get these from Harbor Freight, but if you can't, you might be able to find through GM. They were used in the mid '90s cars. That's what these ones are for, like a say like a '95 Bonneville. Stuff like that. So now the gear, this gear that I have kind of look like the teeth on your regulator, but you might want to just match them up to make sure. The width of them are about 1.5 inches, and judging by your video, it doesn't look like you got that much room in between your glass and the regulator where this is going to sit. However, I did notice on your door, on your outside of your structure, you had a recessed area that was kind of countersunk in where the hand crank went. Now, I think you could probably modify that area, maybe try it on one of your older doors and see if you can mount the motor in this way, kind of keep it flush with the shell. That way your door panel will fit right over it, because I believe the gear is going to hang inside the door a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So if you modify that, connect that to the regulator, then as you install it and bolt it to the door, the motor, you'll be able to see the motor through the door, but hopefully it'll keep it flush that way and maybe you can utilize it that way. These ones do come in a right and a left, so if you need to get a different angle or whatever, you might be able to work on that. If by some chance you can't get these, let me know. I'll pick some up and I'll ship them out to you. These were on sale, but they're back to full price and they're only 29 bucks. So hopefully that helps you out, and hopefully you can get that to work on your car. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching.